One of the men accused of killing drummer Lee Rigby appeared in court today waving a copy of the Quran and asking to be known as Mujahid, which means holy warrior. As the charges were read out, Michael Adebolajo blew kisses to a supporter and demanded to know why he should stand. His co-accused, Michael Adebowale, was charged at the Old Bailey. In Westminster, the Prime Minister David Cameron said a special task force to tackle radicalisation would now meet every month in an effort to tackle extremism. Our chief correspondent, Alex Thompson, has this report.
And so, under close protection, released from hospital, Michael Adebolajo arrived at Westminster Magistrates Court this morning in West London. From the outset, the short committal hearing did not run as planned. Appearing in the dock with his left arm heavily bandaged and his right hand clutching a Quran, he said at the outset that he wished to be known as Mujahid Abu Hamza, and the magistrate addressed him by that name throughout this short hearing. In the dock, Mr. Adebolajo repeatedly blew kisses at a supporter in the public gallery. Michael Adebolajo, 28, of no fixed abode, is charged with murdering drummer Lee Rigby, with the attempted murder of 2 police officers, and with possession of a 9.4mm KNIL revolver threatening unlawful violence. He would interrupt proceedings no fewer than 4 times, the first being when he questioned why he should have to stand up when the magistrate entered the court. Moments later, just after the charges were read, he said, "I've not heard the charges put like this before." Towards the end of the proceedings, he said again, "I am just a man. I want to alleviate the pain." At that point, he kissed his Quran and pointed skywards towards God before being led away, as did his supporter in the gallery, later pursued from court by cameras and journalists along the Marylebone Road as he left by the front door. More cameras at the back door, awaiting the departure of his friend with rather more by way of protection. Michael Adebolajo remanded in custody to appear at the Old Bailey on June the 28th. Appearing there also today by video link, 22-year-old Michael Adebowale, jointly charged with the murder of drummer Lee Rigby at Woolwich. Away from the courts, though, the politics of Woolwich rolls on. The Prime Minister coming to the Commons today to announce, well, not much. A task force will look into radicalisation at universities, madrasas, mosques and online.
It is as if, for some young people, there is a conveyor belt to radicalisation that has poisoned their minds with sick and perverted ideas. We need to dismantle this process at every stage.
We had to wait for the substance in the Commons, and it came from former Home Secretary Alan Johnson demanding the government puts the so-called Snoopers Charter back on the agenda.
The comms data was mentioned in the Queen's speech, and we specifically said we want to look at how we can match IP addresses, because that is such an important part of what needs to be done. But we should look at all of the options, including those non-legislative approaches, so we can make some progress on this very important issue.
Forget the task force. The spooks want to snoop more on our emails. The Prime Minister wants to allow it. So do large sections of the Labour Party. Nick Clegg and civil liberty concerns stand in their way for now. Watch this space.